Today we're looking at episode 1, lines 21 to 34. If you're using web resources, it starts at Odyssey, book 9, line 30, and it goes down to line 41, and then it jumps down to book 9, line 60, and the next line is 61. So if you're using Perseus or any other web resource, make sure you have the real lines correct. But our commentary calls this first line, line 21. So let's start right at the top. A, which tells you down here, now, as I've said, surely, M is an abbreviation for me, which means me. Me, in that spot, eruke, somebody restrained me. Subject is Calypso. She's called Dia, the shining theaon, of the goddesses, right there. But translate, the bright goddess. Calypso, the bright goddess, restrained me, autothi, there, en specie glafuroisi, in caves, hollow. Let's learn a little more about Calypso with this participle, liliomene, desiring, and the word missing in here in Greek is me, again, desiring me to be, here's your present infinitive from the verb eimi, desiring me to be her posin, her husband. Hos autos, thus, autos, in the same way, autos, adverb, kirke, kat eretuen, restrained, again the missing word is me, and megaroisin, in her great halls. We're going to learn a little more about kirke with this adjective ia, which tells us right here, Aian, or of the land, called Aia, and she's described as dolo essa. This middle ending is the one for the feminine gender. So she's from Aia, dolo essa, and she's also crafty or tricky. Desiring, me, anai, present infinitive, to be her, posin, her husband. In line 25, but emon, my thumon, my heart, not ever in my chest did they persuade. Note that omicron nu is the ending which denotes third person plural or first person singular in the imperfect tense. Here it's got to be third person plural for they so that it could go with kirke and calypso above. In line 26, thus, gignatai, there is, uden, nothing, glukion. Over here it tells you it means sweet, but here it tells you comp, the comparative form, not simply sweet, but sweeter. So glukion for the masculine feminine, glukion for the neuter, and that's what we have over here. Thus, nothing sweeter there is than, genitive of comparison, than one's own country. And, says continues the nothing sweeter, there's nothing sweeter than one's own country, nor is there anything sweeter than one's own tokeon, over here, parents. A pair, even if, a pair kai, even if, and you can see this on the note right here, even if tis somebody apoprothi, far off, a fat, rich house, gai a and alodape, in a foreign land, even if somebody nae dwells in a rich house, far off in a foreign land. Apaneuthe, over here we see preposition or adverb, away from or apart from one's tokeon, one's parents. Going on to line 29. A dagetoi could mean come on now, here it is, come now, or a transitional phrase, okay, so much for that. Okay, so much for that. Come now, and nispo, and it tells you here it is a second aorist subjunctive, first singular, either hortatory subjunctive. Hortatory would mean something like let me tell you, and nispo. Let me tell you, or it can be used as a weak future. So you could say, I shall tell you. Come on, a dagatoi. Come on now. I shall tell you, or let me tell you, about my noston, big word in the Odyssey. My homecoming, which is described as polukedet, and we are missing the last alpha there for the accusative singular. Polukedea. Come on now, let me tell you about my homecoming, described as sorrowful or woeful. A homecoming, hon, which, moi, there's your dative singular again, which upon me, Zeus, the king of the gods, ephe ken, and we see that it's from this me verb, ephiemi. It tells us down here it's the first aorist form. The temporal augment added to the aorist shows that an original consonant was lost. Anyway, it's going to mean throw or hurl or exert. A homecoming hon, which upon me Zeus hurled. Tell me more about the pronoun moi. Moi is dative singular, and so is this participle eonti, which comes from the verb to go, also pronounced ami, but spelled epsilon iota mu iota with a circumflex over the first iota. That eonti modifies the pronoun moi, a homecoming which upon me Zeus cast away from Troy eonti, coming. And in the notes you'll see the suffix then, theta epsilon nu. This signifies a place from which you travel. So Troy Athen obviously is away from Troy. And we will see down here also, similarly, Iliothen, also away from Ilium. As you know, that also means Troy. So I shall tell you, let me tell you about my homecoming, woeful as it was, which Zeus cast upon me as I was coming away from Troy. From Troy, me, something, Pharaon, something was carrying me. We find out it's this anemos. A wind carrying me away from Troy, Pelasen, drove me to the Kikonesi, and it tells you over here it's the Kikones. And down here you can see the Kikones were allies of the Trojans, so that's the name of a people. And then we get the name of the city, Ismaros, and notice this is also in the dative case. So it drove me to where? To the Kikones, plural, to Ismaros, singular. And this adverb means then, it can means there. I always say it means at that point. At that point in time, or at that point, meaning a place, ego, I did something to the city. I eprathon. This is from Pertho, which you know from earlier. I attacked, I sacked, I destroyed the city. Olesa, and this is from alumi, which is one of the verbs that you've had a quiz on. And I destroyed autus, literally them. We presume that this pronoun refers to the people called the Kikones. Now we have a number. Don't get confused. That's a rough breathing. That number is hex. So 6 af hekastes neos. 6 from each neos. 6 from each ship. 6 what? Eukne mides. We find out those are the well-grieved or well-armed hetairoi, companions, and that goes with this number. 6 well-grieved companions from each ship. Olontha. Over here it tells us that's elided from olonta, and that's also from olumi, the same verb we had here. But in the middle, it can mean to be lost. So 6 well-grieved comrades from each ship were lost. Aloi, but the others, and notice the ending on the fugomen. This is the first person plural ending, and the second aorist from feugo. We fled, thanaton, death and maron, and destruction, lot, fate, or doom. In English, we would say something to the effect of, instead of we fled the others, we might say we others, or something like the rest of us. So 6 well-grieved comrades from each ship were lost, but hoidaloi fug amen, but the rest of us fled, thanatonte, death and destruction.